Good morning, everyone. My name is Mataveri. I'm the coordinator of the destination topic of BTO Florence, and I would like to say thank you to my guests, the Director of Marketing and Communications of Promote Iceland, Svein Björnsson, and Marco Minicucci, the Director of Marketing of Milano and Partners. So during this very interesting panel, I'm very honored to be here with you. So first of all, thank you for being here with us. We would like to talk about the evolution of destination marketing. So we have been living a very interesting period during this pandemic, but mainly and first of all in the recent years, we have been seeing a shift of destination marketing that is more and more focused on the evolution of travelers' needs. During this pandemic period, we have been seeing an evolution regarding the end of tourism, like the strategy of Wonderful Copenhagen just released. And also we have been seeing an evolution of virtuality, of forced virtuality. So people more and more engaged in destination marketing and virtual reality. So it's been a very, very interesting period in which destinations and operators have been adapting to a very fast evolution, and also we have been seeing a need of travelers and people to go back to nature, to real life, and also and this is one of the topics of today. We have been seeing a lot of creativity in destination marketing. So the need to change, to have a mind shift regarding how to attract travelers in this particular period. So today we do best with these two best practices, one at an international level and one at the national level, and two representative of two DMOs that have been leading change in Iceland and in Italy. We will be exploring and presenting two cases, best practices about the evolution of destination marketing. So first of all, I would like to have to present and to give the word to Svein to understand how creativity in these two very interesting campaigns, All You Need Is Iceland and also Icelandverse, the most recent campaign, have been focusing on this evolution and how creativity was involved in the trial to understand these travelers' needs and to create something very, very attractive and very, very innovative from a destination marketing point of view. So thank you for being here, and I would like to ask you the highlights, the characteristics, and how you engaged the community to create such an interesting marketing evolution and campaign.
Thank you. I think the first thing for us is that we always have, because Iceland is a small country, we are only around 350,000 people. So just in terms of size and budget-wise for an organization like Visit Iceland, it's very difficult for us to compete. So just in order to be able to compete, we have to create content that looks a bit different and feels a bit different. Just in terms of getting it further and letting the content do more work for us. So from the beginning, since we started the Inspired by Iceland campaign in 2010, a focal point for all campaigns has always been to create interesting content that is going to be shared and talked about. So for us, the creativity part is really important, and that's from the agencies that we work with. We always hear it's so much fun to work with you because you're always ready to go the extra mile, go a little longer, and take a chance on an idea, because that's just how we need to work. We can't really play it safe. So that's creativity is a very big key factor for us in all the creative process.
Thank you. And regarding the your very interesting trial and also success to create a real marketing campaign that addressed travelers' needs and understood how creativity had to be involved in such a particular period, could you share something with us and also present something about your specific campaigns? And because we are very curious and very interested about how a country like yours and DMO like yours produced something that was considered and is considered one of the most interesting campaigns of the recent years.
Well, since the pandemic, we have been very focused on just creating something with empathy. And empathy is a very key word for us. We've been trying to sort of think about how do people feel during the pandemic, and what are the challenges that people have to overcome in order to travel. So. In a normal year, the travel process is a little different from what it is during pandemic times, because you have other challenges with just people. The safety procedures are very different, and just people are worried about traveling, and it's not socially acceptable. So everything that we do is to try to meet people in the situation that they are in. A campaign looks like you need to let it out, where we gave people a chance or opportunity to sort of yell out their frustrations in Iceland via the internet. That's an empathetic act in just trying to get people, meet people where how they are feeling in quarantine after 6 weeks not seeing their family and so on, and everybody's feeling frustrated. So I would say the key word for us is empathy.
I found very interesting the word empathy, and also in the previous year and this year as well, you created a real-time marketing content that was so interesting with this campaign you were talking about, and which was connected with the frustration, with the real needs of the travelers, which were stopped from traveling, and you became relevant, you stayed relevant in such a difficult period for destinations. And today you just released Icelandverse, which is one of the most viral campaigns in these times. And in the same way, you created interesting content that was real-time marketing for travelers and also to stay relevant. Could you share some more details about that, and also if you have some content about this campaign?
The Icelandverse campaign was was pitched to us by an agency a week before it launched. So we just wanted to the key to the campaign was we wanted to show that you can experience amazing things in the real universe, not just the metaverse. And we felt that this was just a good vehicle. Mark Zuckerberg had just released this video announcing the metaverse, and we felt it was such a good connection for us to make with the metaverse versus the real Icelandverse. And for us, the major obstacle was just getting it out fast enough, because we were a little worried that if we might have been a week later, it wouldn't have resonated as well, or 2 weeks later, it probably would have felt dead. So it was timing was not the essence, and just working it really, really fast. And so it's the whole production process, process was about 5 days. From the time we decided to do it until it was out in the markets. So very short lead time and very challenging. I would not necessarily recommend it, but it worked for us in this case at least.
It was very, very interesting. I don't know if we have a video to share, to be shared.
I do, if
Yes, it would be very interesting, because we found it really, really interesting about how in this very quick and fast time you produced such an interesting campaign. So
let's watch it.
Hi, and welcome to this very natural setting. Today, I want to talk about a revolutionary approach on how to connect our world without being super weird. Some said it's not possible. Some said it's out of reach. To them, we say it's already here. Seriously, look, it's right here. And what do we call this not-so-new chapter in human connectivity? The Icelandverse. Enhanced, actual reality without silly-looking headsets. In our open-world experience, everything is real. And has been for millions of years. It's completely immersive, with water that's wet. With humans to connect with. You're human, right? Isn't she funny? In the Icelandverse, there's real moss you can look at, but please don't touch. It's very delicate. Skies you can see with your eyeballs. Volcanic rocks you can caress. Really big geysers you can observe from a safe distance. Birds you can watch. They're really cute, but a bit stupid. Waterfalls you can stand near, like this one, that one, this one, that one, and even this one. Horses you can ride, with hair you can touch. The Icelandverse is a world with possibilities so endless, they'll be here forever. So join us today, or tomorrow, or whenever. We are really easygoing. Now, please enjoy our logo.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, and compliments, because we found it really interesting. I mean, how in such a short time you created engaging content for travelers and for your destination. And connecting to Italy. So we were talking about empathy, about focusing on travelers' needs, and also about how we changed during these times. Also, BTO this year is in a hybrid mode, so the forced virtuality that we have been experiencing, and also your experiencing, and also your campaign was somehow focused on this virtual reality acceleration, but also on what people today really need. So back to nature, to social life, cities and destinations that are creating more and more spacing for enjoying outdoor and social life. So we have been, from one point of view, seeing a shift and an acceleration on virtuality, but also the need for travelers and people to engage more with real life. So this campaign is somehow an example of this, and I would like to ask to Marco Minicucci, the director of Milano and Partners, yes, Milano, how a city like Milan, which has been focusing a lot on events, on marketing, attracting people with initiatives and events and projects, how it's been changing in the recent times, and also how they have been focusing on a new value proposition, focusing on new people needs, and also about the campaign of the Milan neighborhoods with the Lonely Planet. So in general, how is Milan working on new marketing strategies to become attractive in these particular times?
Thank you. good morning, everyone, and it's a pleasure being here remotely, still hybrid. First up, I would like to say that the work that Sven and his team is doing is truly inspiring. I think that we totally understand what he says in terms of limited budgets and strong impact. So I think that they're doing a terrific job, and again, very inspiring for us. I'd say that the word that Sven used, which is empathy, totally applies to us as well, in the sense that the last 2 years, I think that imposed a change in the tone of voice, a change for the tone of voice of the city, and a change of the tone of voice for us in terms of agency. We also changed a bit, we shifted our approach in terms of the target to which we need to talk to, in the sense that it was a different time. It was a time in which we also needed to refer to the needs of the people in our city. So we started with a campaign that was called Un passo alla volta, so one step at a time, that was leading, let's say, the city outside of the first lockdown. But after that, we thought that an evolution in the way in which we were making our marketing campaigns was needed. Let's say that the city had become famous, especially in Italy, for the skyline and for these new buildings that were growing high, and we thought that at this time, in the time in which we needed to be closer to the people, there was also need to change and shift the point of view on the city to a ground level, let's say. And so we shift to this neighborhoods approach, which was something that has never been strong, let's say, in the brand of Milan. And so we thought that the brand of Milan should be more concentrated on this piece. And so we started from one of the neighborhoods that was, let's say, in an auto-determination process, which was called Nolo, north of Loreto, and from there on we went on with 12 other neighborhoods, and there are 80 more that needs to be told, because we have so many, there's so much diversity to talk about, and we will continue in this way from now on.
Thank you. And I immediately connect what you were saying with the staycation and with the less borders between travelers and residents. And I think that Milan is at the forefront of innovation for this topic. And it's shifting, as you were saying, it's destination marketing is shifting, and also towards local needs. So it's a more hybrid way of enjoying cities and destinations. And I would like to ask you how Milan is focusing more also on the local community needs. So you were talking about empathy, you were talking about people's needs. So how the city is evolving from a value proposition point of view regarding the tourism offer also for residents. And you have something to show regarding your most recent campaign as well.
Yeah, sure. So maybe I'll start by sharing a short video that we did that started in a way our campaign, our neighborhoods campaign last year.
Milano. Chi la conosce davvero ti dirà che Milano è sempre quella, perché non è mai la stessa. C'è il balletto alla Scala e il liscio boogie.
L'inghiotto in balera.
C'è il toro in galleria.
E fenicotteri in villa!
C'è l'ultima cena. La cena improvvisata all'ultimo.
E la cena dopo cena.
Ci sono gli affreschi in centro e gli affreschi al centro di ogni quartiere. C'è Milano che va veloce come un jet o tranquilla.
Come un tram.
E quella che preferisce le due ruote.
Anche quando sono quattro!
C'è Milano degli indici in borsa.
E quella dei rimbalzi in piazza.
Ci sono le tre torri, le torri celesti.
E la torre d'oro.
C'è il verde del bosco verticale.
E c'è tutto il resto dell'arcobaleno.
C'è il quadrilatero, c'è Chinatown, c'è Via Lincoln, c'è l'Ambrooklyn.
E c'è Baggio.
Per ogni angolo che pensate di conoscere, ce n'è un altro da scoprire.
Milano è sempre quella, perché non è mai la stessa.
So I hope that you could see the video.
Yes, we saw it.
Okay. So yes, we started from here, and it was a great. It was a great journey, let's say, in the last year, in all the different neighborhoods. As you said, we were working also on the needs, but let's say that it was mostly the municipality of Milan that was working on the needs of the people. What we wanted to say, we wanted to give a voice to people in the neighborhoods. So we created the box of communication in which different players then could fill in what they thought that the neighborhood was. So we created different media. We worked on playlists for Spotify, which were made by curators that knew the neighborhood and that the relationship with the neighborhood. We went to talk to the people that were there and that were doing some great things in these neighborhoods, and there were events and tours organized there locally. So I think that what we worked first, and this was the insight on which we worked, was that a lot of people also in Milan didn't know what was the name of their neighborhood. And it was important first to work on that before moving and to being able to tell the people in the world what these neighborhoods were. So we worked on the pride of the people there, and from there on it was a great journey.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you so much. And I think that both these examples showed us how today it's so important to become creative, to stay relevant. And you showed us how, from destination marketing to new value propositions in destinations, today we have to stay relevant, not being the same, changing, evolving. And it was very inspiring for us to be here with you today, from Iceland to Milan, to understand how a new approach is needed for our destinations as well. So thank you so much. And let's say what comes next. I think it was really interesting to be here with you. And so thank you so much for being speakers at this edition of BTO. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.